What's up, everybody? It's time for this Basketball Wives review and chow. This is really juicy. Okay, so it opens up with Shawnee and Tammy together at her house, and she's talking about becoming a legal drug dealer, and they switch things over to Tammy talking about her marriage, which it seems like she's orchestrating the whole thing from start to finish, okay? She said that she told Reggie what kind of ring she wants, all this, that, and the third. And Shawnee was like, well, isn't it supposed to be a surprise? And she was like, no, child, I already been through this one time. I know exactly what I want. So it seems as her and Reggie are full steam ahead on this marriage. So, hey, congrats to her. It's clear that he makes her very happy. Things are then switched over to Evelyn and Jen, who's having a dinner with Cece, and Cece wants to confront them about the happy endings ordeals that they're telling everybody, and they are looking like, what? Huh? That was definitely a joke. I'm so confused because it wasn't a joke last week when Jen was apologizing and said, well, she really doesn't know who she's around and who she can trust. But this week, when they meet with Cece, it's a joke. Y'all been hating on this girl since day one, and now y'all trying to minimize things and say, well, it was a joke and your friend supposed to be your friend, so she should have took that back with you and said it was a joke and said that we wasn't serious. You just said it though. Her friend is her friend. How does she know that y'all joking when y'all said it over and over again and y'all said you didn't know your friend had a side job? These old cougar hating ass hoes is really getting on my nerves this season. I'm not even playing. Like, they hated on Cece for no reason, and now they getting scared and shit when they get in front of her, saying it was a joke and blame your friend. What the fuck she blaming her friend for? Let's move on, because it only get crazier from here. So in the midst of all this ass kissing that Jennifer and Ev are doing, Cece invites them to this kind of massage party, and all the ladies are there, and Malaysia and Jackie, crazy ass, are the first people to get there. And then Jackie starts getting this procedure on her breast, and she starts moaning and making everything so daggone awkward, and Malaysia is just like, what the fuck? Leave it up to Jackie to turn anything into a sexual encounter. This was just the weirdest shit ever. It was even weirder than those goats. Okay, I was like, what the fuck? This is like when she was getting a colonic back on like last season. So in the midst of this very awkward exchange right here, Jennifer and Ev walk in looking like the daggone mean girls, like always. Like, I don't even know why people film with them at this point. So they walk in there and immediately start going in on Kristen, and Jen says, here, drink this vodka because I want you to actually tell the truth for once, or something to that nature. And Kristen is very confused and she's like, what? And Jen and Ev are like, you know what? You told your friend, you didn't tell your friend that we were just joking when we were talking about the happy endings. Kristen is looking so daggone confused, and she was like, whoa, hold on, what you not about to do is call me a liar. She didn't even turn up that much. I would have turned up more than that. She turned up a little bit. She was like, you ain't about to call me no liar. The next thing I know, Jen with these imaginary balls start going off about, hold up, don't put words in my mouth. I didn't call you no liar. Get your story straight. Da-da-da-da. Like, it was just ridiculous. Everybody know that she is not about it. So she needed to take it down at least 5 notches, okay? Then she starts going on and on and on about how she's not worried about this little bit of drama that she started, her and, Evelyn, her sidekick. Or, hold on, the main chick, whatever. Even though they started this drama, she starts going on and on and on about how she does not have time for this drama because she's dealing with real life stuff. And she's, of course, talking about Tim from Sweetie Pies, because Tim from Sweetie Pies was not trying to wipe her up, but yet she's out here talking about he's stalking her and she got a restraining order against him and blah, 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 blah. This fake drama that she's going through because she's heartbroken over Muffin Man.
She's really mad because she was expecting me to propose to her. I mean, when she went ring shopping with Monique, I'm like, man, it ain't this type of party.
So as Jennifer continues on this pity train, talking about she's going through this and that, Evelyn was just like, I don't give a F. It was a joke. Get over it or not get over it. Tammy's not really saying much. She's trying to stay out of it. And then Kristen starts crying. And it's just very annoying at this point because nobody is willing to honestly put them in their place the way they need to except Tammy. And Tammy is not there for half the scenes, so she doesn't know what's going on. Kristen ends up apologizing and saying that she's not trying to be messy and she definitely had no reason to apologize. I'm so confused at this scene right here because nobody is putting them in their place. Even Jackie jumped on the bandwagon and said, yeah, you need to sit right here, Kristen, because you done started a whole bunch of mess. What did she start? Cece starts crying too instead of busting heads and checking these hoes for talking about her in the first place. And finally, Malaysia's like, okay, stop. Y'all basically call this girl a slut. Y'all have to know where she coming from. Apologize and move on. Finally, somebody checked them for their crap. They apologized again, and they probably didn't mean it. They were probably just annoyed. But it is what it is. Props to Malaysia for actually checking them hoes. Switching over to Tammy, she is going wedding dress shopping before he even popped the question dog. Like she was ready yesterday. So nothing really happened in this scene. She's just going dress shopping and trying on dresses. And can we give it up for the makeup team, the glam team this year? Because Tammy looks amazing. She's beat in every single scene, okay? Her Bonnet Chronicle checks is paying off, dog. Next up, Kristen and Cece are going for a walk and they talk about her spa party. And they're basically saying that they think that these girls are mean girls and they're trying to turn them against each other. Cece is like, we cannot let them do that to us. We have to stick together. While Kristen is like, well, I still like them and I want to hang out with them. So we can see where this is going right now. I see this not turning good in the future because she still wants to beat up Jen and Ev's ass crack, as she said. Next up, Tammy and Jen look like they're out to eat or having a drink, one or the other. And they're just discussing things and Evelyn's name comes up and Tammy's just like, well, I don't understand how you can be loyal to one and not the other. If you're going to laugh at her jokes when she's talking about me, laugh at my jokes when I'm talking about her. Then she brought up Shawnee again, not laughing at her showcase when she made that joke about Evelyn sleeping with so many daggone people, you know, which, by the way, you just got to face the fact. If you were an NBA player in the 90s, you smashed Evelyn Lozada. Point blank, period, okay? And if you a rapper today, you probably smashed. So Jen is just being dramatic as hell, talking about she don't know how in the hell she gonna juggle being both of their friends, and she doesn't think that loyalty is a real thing, which is the craziest shit I ever heard. What can you expect from her? I mean, her bougie, stuck-up, fake persona, all this, that, and the third. I don't know who would want to be friends with Jen because she's not trustworthy. At this girl OG's pool party or party or whatever. Being so dramatic. And I'm gonna just be blunt. I'm not really feeling OG. I don't like her look. I mean, I'm trying to figure her out or whatever. Then Tammy read her to filth, said she look a hot mess. So did that Kristen girl. And we're not even gonna get on Jackie Christie because she came with the weirdest looking African attire I've ever seen. And she just looked a damn mess. Of course she gotta be extra. But that's what we love about Jackie Christie, her extraness. So, I mean, if that works for you, whatever. So everybody's just talking, having a good time. Meanwhile, Evelyn and Jen are on their way to the party and they having some kind of powwow. Drinking mimosas, talking about everybody up under the damn sun, and just being the messy twins as always. Like, what the fuck? So they get to the venue being dramatic as hell. They sit far away from everybody else. And then Jen and Ev, anyway, Evelyn decides to speak to Kristen and nobody else. And she's like, hey, Kristen. And everybody looks back, I guess waiting for her to speak. She don't speak to nobody else. Like, this is the most pettiest 50-year-old woman I ever seen on television, dog. Whatever. So later, Jen goes up to Tammy, and her and Tammy are talking, and Tammy's looking like, girl, if you don't get out my face, go back over there with Petty Twin 1, go back over there with Wonder Twin 1, whatever you gotta do. She's like, now, I want us to talk. I want us to get to the bottom of it. Tammy is irritated as fuck. She like, why you keep trying to get me and Evelyn to do? We're not gonna do. We're not gonna go. So reluctantly, you know, Evelyn strolls up on the scene with that stuck-up look on her face, talking about some, well, what? What's the problem? We later realized that the problem is that comment that Tammy made last season when she said that it did look like Evelyn paid Takari that money on GoFundMe as a stunt and a storyline for Basketball Wives. This is why Evelyn is so daggone mad. And Tammy's like, well, I mean, you could have just called me and asked me, so it wouldn't have been no confusion. She's like, well, you're not my friend. I don't feel like you're my friend. So I'm not going to call you and ask you what you meant by that. So Tammy starts explaining herself, and she's like, well, hold up, I just called Jackie over here. Evelyn's like, well, why you calling her? Why you calling her? Don't bring her crazy ass over here. Don't bring her crazy ass over here. I will say when Jackie Christie got over there, she was real calm at first. They asked her a question. She answered it, said the GoFundMe page had been up 5 months, and said that was the second GoFundMe page that Takari actually put up. And then, Evelyn's just like, well, whatever. Whatever. I donated to it, and I seen that it was only a week old. Blah, blah, blah. The same junk we've been talking about. I'm so tired of talking about Takari. Tammy then brings up the real issue and why she's mad, because we all knew Tammy was mad because Evelyn was making those jokes about her. She can't take no kind of criticism like that. So she was like, well, I heard you had so many jokes about me. And Evelyn's like, yeah, so what? Like, jokes are jokes. And she's like, well, if you're going to do an imitation of me, then you need a bonnet right here because you're clearly a fan. So she pulls out one of her, famous bonnets. And Evelyn's like, well, hold on, boo. I ain't no fan. I'm far from a fan. And this is kind of where the conversation went left. Evelyn said I wasn't wearing a bonnet. I was wearing a effed up wig, the same fucked up wig that you had when we first met you. Now, that wasn't called for, Jennifer. That was a low blow. And you know Tammy smacked the ish out of you. So why even say something like that? But Tammy kept it cool as well. She was like, all right, well, me and you ain't gonna never be friends. And Evelyn was like, yeah, me and you ain't gonna never be friends. And they kind of stopped right there. And then her and Jackie started getting into it. And Jackie apologized once again for calling her daughter a build-a-hoe. Look, stop apologizing for that because Evelyn is never gonna forgive you or whatever. And she was like, well, if your daughter was here, I would apologize to her in her face. Evelyn, with her stuck-up attitude, gonna say, you would never meet my daughter. She'll never be in front of your face. I'm trying to figure out who Evelyn thinks she is. Because last season it was, you would never be in my space. This season is, you would never be in my space or my daughter's space. Who she thinks she is? You know what I'm saying? Princess Diana? I don't know. But her and Jackie start getting loud or whatever. Evelyn's like, stop bringing it up because it ain't going to change nothing. I still don't F with you. And then Jackie's still over here trying to explain herself and build up her case. I don't know why. Just let Evelyn do what she do. She's a mad hoe. Whatever. So it stops right here, and the argument, I guess, is going to pick up next week. So as always, I'll have a review for that too. Leave some comments and what you think, and thanks for watching.